Hey everyone, and welcome back to another eShop Deals video, where each and every week we go through the Nintendo Switch eShop and we pick out some of the best games that are currently on sale. And this week's video is going to be massive, because Bandai Namco has hit with probably their biggest sale ever, with most of their best known franchises being at brand new lowest ever prices. And most of those will actually be in the Sizzle reel, because we also have a ton of other great games on sale. Now, just before we jump in, quick reminder as usual, if this is the first time watching one of my videos, about halfway through we give away two $5 eShop gift cards. If you want to participate in future giveaways, all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel and drop a comment down below. If you're looking for the full contest rules, they're down below in the description of the video. And also, if by the end of the video you're still looking for other great deals, I'll always be linking last week's eShop deals video, as well as the latest under $5 list, because most of those deals are still running and I just don't repeat them 2 weeks in a row. Now, as usual, with all that stuff out of the way, let's not waste any more time and jump straight into our deals. Just don't forget that if you do like the content, consider hitting that like button. Now, our first game for today is one that if we've talked about before, it's been quite a while, and that is TOEM. That is now 30% off a brand new low price of $13.99 and will be running till April 25th. Now, TOEM is described as a top-down photo adventure game, but what I would say is it's most likely to a scavenger hunt where basically you have to take photos of all the different items. And I've got to tell you, although the game here at its base is only in black and white with shades of gray, the detail they get from those different shadings are really amazing. And I love the little world they've created and all the different characters you encounter in this game. I actually really enjoyed my time with it. The only thing here is that a general basic playthrough can be done in about 3 hours. However, if you're a completionist, you can double that and go all the way up to about 5 or 6. However, I do want to mention that to fully enjoy this game, you have to be more in the laid-back, chilled-out type of gameplay mood, because this game really is all about discovering and enjoying the world around you. And now with 30% off at $13.99, it becomes a really decent pickup. Now, our next game on the list for today is also another one that we haven't seen in a little while, and that is Superhot. That is now back to 50% off, only $12.49, and will be ending pretty quickly, however, on April 17th. Now, Superhot is probably one of the most original first-person shooters you can find, because due to its design, it almost feels at moments like it's also a turn-based strategy game. Now, the general basis of gameplay here is that you have to eliminate the enemies that are coming at you. However, the enemies can only move when you move. In between, it's like time is standing still. So although, as I said earlier, the basic setup of the gameplay is that of an FPS game, this one isn't based on fast reflexes, rather thinking out each move ahead of time. And I've also got to say that although it's a heavy polygonal type of presentation visually, it really works for this type of gameplay. And the really original and huge amount of different interactions you have with the environment, allowing you to deal with the different enemies, really keeps you coming back for more. A game I would easily say is worth normally its full price, but right now at 50% off for $12.49 is an excellent pickup. Now, the next game on today's list is another returning one, and that is Battle Axe. That is also back down to 50% off at $14.99. This one, however, will be running all the way till April 28th. Now, this game is a top-down, arcade-style hack-and-slash game. If you want a very quick comparison, think of something like Gauntlet. And just like that reference, it is a truly great arcade game, however, it can be completed pretty quickly. I mean, a full playthrough of the game can easily take under an hour. However, as most games in true arcade form, the idea here is to replay the game over and over again, trying to get higher scores or just complete the levels even quicker. Also, there's the added bonus of trying the different characters and even a co-op mode to play with friends. Now, although this game has great visuals and awesome gameplay, I do have to say if you're the type of gamer that will just play a game once, finish it, and move on, it's probably not going to be worth the $15. However, if you're like me and you love the repeated arcade fun, when it's 50% off at $15, it can be a pretty good pickup. Now, the next game on our list for today might not be what I would call a great game, but it is nonetheless one that you can have tons of fun with, and that is Night Trap, the 25th anniversary edition that is back to 60% off, dropping the price to $5.99, and this one will be running till April 23rd. Now, this game is an awesome throwback to when companies were attempting the whole FMV gaming fad. And if you're like me and you love campy, B-rated horror movies, well, Night Trap was probably top on your list of games you were looking at. Now, in all honesty, the gameplay is just okay, the actors are definitely subpar, but put this all together and it makes for an incredibly funny experience. So if you want to experience an awesome throwback for this week to a fad that is maybe a good thing it never really caught on, well then Night Trap can be an excellent pickup. And I would say that at $5.99, you really don't have to feel guilty about it. Now, the next game on our list, however, is a great game, and that is Steamworld Dig 2. That is 65% off, dropping the price to $6.99, and will be running all the way till April 28th, and this game will be my pick of the week. Now, once again, pretty much all the Steamworld games are on sale this week, and one of my favorites among all of them is definitely this one right here, Steamworld Dig 2. Now, the gameplay here is that of a 2D side-scrolling action Metroidvania, and I've got to tell you that both visually and gameplay-wise, it is among one of the best Metroidvanias we have on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, it's part of my current top 10 list. The adventuring and world discovery here is stellar, and the gameplay loop is extremely addictive, making sure you're going to come back and push just a little bit further. It's insane to think that pretty much every Steamworld game that comes out almost has a different gameplay style, but they all end up being among some of the best of the genres. Now, all that rolled together made Steamworld Dig 2 an easy suggestion for this week, and overall, just an amazing pickup. So now it's time to take a quick break and announce today's winners of the $5 eShop gift cards. And our first winner for today is going to be Mostly Martinez, who said, "Couple of awesome games." And Mostly, I'm really glad you found a couple of games that you really liked on last week's list, and hopefully you'll find some more this week. And our second winner for today is going to be Sean Kyle, who said, "Nice selection as always. As for me, bought and enjoying Cat Quest 2. And thanks for throwing that title out there, Sean, because that is definitely a game I need to dive into and give it a try out to see if it can make any future lists. So now all you need to do to claim your $5 eShop gift cards is reach out to me in my pinned comment down below. So now if we jump back into our deals, we're going with one of my personal favorite games on the Switch, which is Tanuki Justice. That is now at 50% off, dropping the price to $7.49, and will be running all the way till May 2nd. Now for me, Tanuki Justice is just one of those games that I fell in love with, and it's a little hard to pinpoint the exact reason why. It's an arcade-style, side-scrolling action game, where basically you are controlling a tanuki, one hit will kill you, and you basically have to make your way through the levels and defeat all the bosses. Now the game might only have about 7 levels, and once you have it down to perfection, can probably be finished in about 45 minutes. However, trust me, it will take you hours of practice and tries before you actually get there. Because this game is what you would call old school hard, meaning that you'll have to repeat the levels over and over till you learn them by heart in hopes of completing them. There is some modern fairness to it, however, with infinite continues, so as long as you have the patience and determination, you'll eventually make it. But overall, another game that I would have easily said is worth the full price. Right now at 50% off, it's a total steal. Now our next entry for today is actually a brand new one, with Get a Grip Chip, that is now at its lowest ever price of 20% off, dropping the price to $7.99. However, you will have to move quickly because the deal is ending on April 15th. Now this game could be best described as a 2D puzzle action platformer where you play as a robot that has to move around thanks to a grappling hook attached to his head. Now we have recently seen other great 2D platformers with grappling hook mechanics such as Grapple Dog, but Get a Grip Chip does nonetheless manage to carve out its own original type of gameplay mechanics. And I would say this game is even more dependent on the grapple hook mechanics than something like that other game, where it's a balance between regular platforming as well. And although I would say this game's release went fairly unnoticed, It overall ended up being, in my book, a really fun game to play through. And right now, at only $8, if you're into this type of game, I would say it is definitely worth a pickup. Now next on our list for today, we have Hot Wheels Unleashed. That is now at a brand new lowest ever price of 50% off, dropping it to only $24.99. And this one will be running all the way till April 22nd. Now this is yet another game that I actually played on stream, and it ended up being a surprisingly good arcade style racer. And I think one of the things that surprised me most is the game was actually fairly challenging. I thought this was going to be an easy breezy racer, but no, it actually turned out to be a game that you'll actually have to put some time into learning the mechanics. There's also a ton of hours of gameplay here with a lot of unlockables throughout the game. And I'm happy to report that although I was worried because at first they started coming out right away with paid expansion packs, they are also now offering a fair amount of free ones. And I would say that one of the only things that had me hesitating when I originally picked up the game to suggesting it to everyone out there is actually the sales price that I found quite high at around $50. But right now, at 50% off for $24.99, I do find it is a quite interesting package. Now the next game on today's list is actually a triple pack, and that is the Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy that is at a brand new lowest ever price of 75% off, only $9.99, and will be running till April 21st. Now, as I said earlier, currently Bandai Namco has a ton of their games on sale at brand new lowest prices, but I would say that one of the most stunning packages is the Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy, because you're getting 3 full games for only $10. Now these games are 3D battlers where you're playing through the most important events of the Naruto storyline. And although, as I've already said before, I would say these games are primarily targeted at fans of the series, at such a low price for some high quality battlers, I would say now it would be worth picking up for anyone who's into this type of gameplay. I mean, at only $10, I would say it's worth a try. Who knows, you might discover a new passion for a new series. Now our next game is also going to be from that fantastic Bandai Namco sale, and that is Tales of Vesperia. That is also at a brand new lowest ever price of now 80% off, dropping it to only $9.99, and once again running till April 21st. Now the Tales series is a very long-running Japanese action RPG series. And if you're a fan of that type of gameplay and you have not picked up the Tales series yet, then trust me, at only $10, this is a must-have game. Is it the best action RPG we currently have? Maybe not, but at only $10 value-wise, I would say it is the top pick. But not only that, we have the definitive edition on the Switch, meaning you actually have 2 extra fully playable characters, and all the visuals have been updated in full HD. Already previously, when this game had hit around the $15 mark, I found it was an insane price to be paying for such a full game. So right now at $10, it is another one of those no-brainers. So now it's yet again time for this week's Sizzle Reel of Deals, and trust me, it's a massive one. You're not going to want to miss it. So we're now at the end of another great eShop deals video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I know it came out a little bit late this week. Unfortunately, I was feeling under the weather at the beginning of the week, and recording was just very hard for me. But things are now looking up, and we should be good to go for the rest of the week. I also want to give a quick shout out to the channel supporters. Their support is appreciated so much each and every month, and if you want, you can check out all their names during the end screen of the video. And on the way out, don't forget that if you did like this content, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel if you aren't already, and hitting that notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.